Oh, John, we have got to stop meeting this way.
I'll stop when you beg me to stop, baby. Now come here and give me a kiss.
Oh no, John, we just can't. You're a human and I'm a Thanagarian.
Come here, baby. I'm about to give it to you Marine Corps style. Hoorah!
Oh, John, it can't possibly get any better than this.
Oh, it can, baby. How about double the Phil Lamar action?
Oh, my.
Man, every time I'm playing with my dolls. I mean, action figures. We're gonna have to do things a little bit different today. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm Erod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. By the mid-2000s, the comic book movie boom had taken Hollywood by storm. The Spider-Man and X-Men franchises dominated the box office, and Warner Brothers was on the verge of unveiling their new Batman franchise. Disney, one of the biggest studios of all time, didn't want to be left out in the cold. And while Pixar's The Incredibles turned out to be a runaway hit, The Incredibles creator and director Brad Bird had no intention of making a sequel anytime soon. So Disney decided to produce a superhero franchise that they could control, Sky High, long before Disney even considered entering into the very lucrative partnership it has with Marvel Comics. This was their answer to the comic book movie craze. A teen action comedy about a school for young superheroes. Disney had huge plans for Sky High, as most of the young actors were under multi-year contracts to reprise their roles from Sky High in future sequels and eventually a Sky High TV series. The movie bombed, so none of these plans came to fruition. Now, as silly as this might sound, it is very common for a studio to come out with movies that are similar to other studios in a shameful attempt to recreate their success. The real mystery here is why Sony, the production company that owns Spider-Man, released Zoom Academy the very next year. A movie that has a very similar premise as Sky High, and stars Disney's go-to guy, Tim Allen. Again, they're Sony! They own Spider-Man. Other studios compete with them. Why the fuck bunnies would they want to compete with this? Requests to bust both these movies have been pouring in for the past 4 years. Apparently, a lot of you can't decide which one is worse. So today, we're gonna figure it out, as we're gonna pit both movies against each other.
Erod, that sounds an awful lot like the nostalgia critics' old versus new.
Kind of rude of you to point that out in such a blunt manner, when there are evident subtle differences.
Like what?
Well, for starters, neither of these movies are remakes. Secondly, at the end of this review, I will be busting one of these movies. And last but not least, I have no plans of making this a recurring segment on my show.
Oh!
So, if you're done doing your douchey McNitpick impersonation, would you mind buzzing off and letting me do this?
But what should I do?
I don't know, go play Disney Infinity. That's supremely time-consuming.
Don't mind if I do! Excelsior!
Alright, these films have plenty of strong similarities. They both start with comic book style prologues, both deal with the old generation passing the torch to the new one, and they both feature a room that can cancel a superhero's powers, but in both movies said room has no bearing on the plot. I plan to judge these two movies with a system of 10 categories. Whomever is superior in each category will be awarded a point. Whomever has the lowest score at the end of the review meets Lucille. Alright, let's get this cosmic battle started with... The Plot! Sky High follows Will Stronghold as he attends the titular school as a desperate attempt to learn to be a superhero and follow in his parents' footsteps, which puts a great deal of pressure on young Will, since his parents just so happen to be the world's greatest superheroes, the Commander and Jetstream. Zoom Academy is also about a group of superpowered teens, with the major difference that there is no superhero school. That's right, there is no Zoom Academy. It's just a title. The reason it's called Zoom Academy is that their instructor is the last living superhero, Jack Shephard, aka Captain Zoom. The real place where the movies deviate is that while the Sky High students are training to potentially be superheroes one day, the kids training under Zoom are doing so to prevent a major catastrophe, as the supervillain Concussion is due to return, and they are the only ones powerful enough to stop him. Now that's a plot that heightens the tension and builds up the ending. Zoom draws first blood. Now let's look at something that is far more important, as a movie can have a great plot and still suck.
Writing and execution!
While Zoom has a better plot, it is directionless and fragmented, as the heroes don't even know what they're being trained for throughout most of the movie. So one can't help but question their motivations for being part of the Zenith program. And because most of the movie is them just training and nothing else, you get a lot of stupid pointless shenanigans along the way to fill the time. Sky High, on the other hand, does a fantastic job of managing its time, with the central plot and a few little subplots along the way. The most prominent being that Will hasn't developed his powers yet. Yeah, Will hasn't quite gone through puberty yet. You know, that very special time that a young superhero goes through when he first develops his powers and he desperately needs to find a supervillain so he can satisfy his untamed desire to fight evil.
Can you tell me what it was like?
Well, I remember it was a warm night. There we were, all alone. Aquaman, where are you? We made some small talk. You're not gonna get away with this. We were both nervous. And I swear, somewhere, I heard music start playing. I felt something happening.
In your pants?
That's right, in my pants. Well, anyway, nature just took its course. It was the most beautiful thing.
Point is, Sky High just flows better. Alright, let's look at the beings that inhabit these distinct universes.
Cast and characters!
I can honestly say that both films have great casts. I especially enjoyed the choice of Kurt Russell as the Commander, since when he was a kid he was one of Disney's biggest stars, and this film was literally about him passing the torch. Unfortunately, most of the characters are either over-the-top stereotypes or horrendously cartoony.
Oh, hi, Layla.
Good morning, Commander.
Commander, huh? Oh, thanks, Layla.
I can't believe you and Will are starting high school. Seems like just yesterday.
He takes them off when he transforms. That doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't be able to see.
The Zoom characters are a little bit more grounded. Cindy is innocent, Tucker is awkward, Dylan and Summer have trust issues, and Zoom is a jaded has-been. For this reason, it makes perfect sense that the characters would bond and form a team. And it's just a lot easier to relate to them. Alright, let's tackle some categories that pertain specifically to superhero movies.
The heroes!
A hero should never be measured by the level of his power, but by the level of his deeds. And for this reason, the heroes of Sky High own this category. They are constantly saving the day and striding to do the right thing. The Zoom heroes fart around and train for 3/4 of the movie and only fight the bad guy in the very last scene. It just isn't enough to put on a costume and call yourself a hero.
With special powers, thanks to you.
Besides, their hero names are lame.
Hey, what do you call me?
Houdini.
Houdini?
Houdini? But you're not an escape artist. You have the power to turn invisible. How about Vanisher? Oh, and speaking about being invisible, Kate Mara is also in this movie. Only in this movie, she has the power to make things float.
And she's Wonder.
Aww.
Really? She has the power to make things float. How about, Gravity Girl? Or Levitation Lass?
You strong girl.
How's something pretty? Princess.
Princess.
You guys really suck at this. Let me think. She's super strong, but she wants a pretty name that invokes her undeniable cuteness. Got it. Demolition Diva. It lets you know that she's tough, but she's still stylish and feminine. Alright, what about the fat kid? What's his superpower? Just give the point to Sky High.